¿Qué quieres decir? Another question. Very good question. This is used if you want someone to clarify what they're saying. Okay? But it's not like they need to repeat the same thing. You just want the person to elaborate. What are you talking about? What do you mean? That is actually the meaning of this question. What do you mean? ¿Qué quieres decir? ¿Qué quieres decir? That means, what do you mean? Okay. For example, oops. ¿Qué quieres decir con que quieres terminar la relación? This looks complex. We're technically using the question, the phrase that we're learning, the question, but we're adding more to it. You can use it by itself. You can say, ¿qué quieres decir? If you want to say, what do you mean? But you can actually add more to the whole thing, the whole question. For example, we have it here, right? This example. So let's break this down, but before, let's look at the translation. What do you mean you want to break up? Yeah, I mean, if you want an explanation, what's going on? Why do you want to break up with me? Tell me more, please. What did I do wrong? Pretty much that's what you're asking here. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I don't know. I mean, those things happen. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres decir? We have the question, right? ¿Qué quieres decir? What do you mean? Okay. If you want to add more to this question, you can say con qué. Con qué. Con qué. And then the rest of what you want to say. Okay. Con qué is like saying, what do you mean by this? You know, by something. But ¿qué quieres decir con qué? Is great if you want to add more to the question. Quieres, tú quieres, you want. We don't need tú. You can just say quieres, okay? Terminar la relación. When you say this, terminar la relación, that means, or it's very similar to break up, okay? To break up. Now, technically you're saying to end the relationship. That is pretty much the meaning, the literal meaning. Terminar means to end, to finish, okay? La relación, the relationship. But also it's a common term to refer to breaking up, okay? ¿Qué quieres decir con que quieres terminar la relación? What do you mean you want to break up? Tell me, what's going on? Okay? Also, another common term is romper. Means to break, but it's a common term that also means to break up. Okay, rompí con mi novio. I broke up with my boyfriend. Okay, rompí con mi novia. I broke up with my girlfriend. Okay, so that's kind of like a slang, but a more general term is terminar la relación, to break up. Okay. Ayer terminé la relación or mi relación con Miguel. I broke up with Miguel yesterday. Okay. So yeah, it's an interesting term. We can talk about it in the future for sure. So we technically have at the beginning the question we're learning, and then remember, if you want to add more to it, you can say con qué, and then the verb, and then the rest of the sentence. Okay, so very, very, very good. Very, very interesting for sure. Now let's look at the next example, and then that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, by the way. Thank you. ¿Qué quieren decir? ¿Qué quieren decir? ¿No quieren que vaya con ustedes? Now we have two questions. You need some explanation. Okay? So let me tell you that this means, let me show you what this means. What do you mean? What do you mean? Don't you want me to come with you? How rude. How rude. Okay. So this question can change. The part that can change is this part. Okay? Why? Because this is a verb. This is a verb. So you need to know the conjugation of the verb querer. Querer. Que querer. That means to want. Okay? But the whole question means, what do you mean? It's not what do you want. Okay? Quieres, it's conjugated, of course, for, you, when you are asking the question to one person. Okay. But maybe you have a group of people that you thought they were your friends. And you want to tell them, hey, what do you mean? What do you mean, guys? What's going on? Okay. So that's why we have quieren. Okay. You're asking this to a group of people. ¿Qué quieren decir? ¿Qué quieren decir? What do you mean? No quieren. No quieren. That means, ustedes quieren. We don't need ustedes. And we have a no, right? Or no. That means, don't you want? Don't you want? No quieren pizza. Don't you want pizza? No quieren viajar. Don't you want to travel? Okay. So this is for, you're saying this to a group of people. Again, que vaya, que means what or that. But in this situation, when you say no quieren que, that means don't you want something. Okay. In this situation, you are saying vaya, which means come. Okay. Vaya comes from the verb ir, which means to go with someone. In this situation, con means with. Ustedes, you. So ustedes, plural you. Ustedes, you. And no quieren que vaya con ustedes. So when you are saying this, you're including yourself. You're saying, don't you want me to come with you? No quieren que vaya con ustedes. Don't you want me to go with you? Technically, that's what you're saying. In this situation, it's similar to saying, don't you want me to come with you? Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And why do we know we're saying me going with you? Because of vaya. Okay. Yo vaya. So we don't have it. We don't have yo, but the verb is telling you vaya. That it's referring to me going with you. Okay, so verbs are very good indication of, who you're talking about. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And it can be tricky in Spanish because we don't use personal pronouns all the time. We don't use yo all the time, nor tú, ustedes, ellos, vosotros, ellas, ellos. We don't use them all the time. So it can be tricky. I know it can be tricky. Okay, guys, do you have any questions? Remember, ¿qué quieres decir? Means, what do you mean? Okay, so remember that it's a good question. It's a good question.